Dr. Petersen, and but it is Dr. St. Marie, correct?
Yes, my maiden name is Saint Marie, and that was the name that I graduated dental school with. And so
Got it.
there's tons of Dr. Petersons out there. So I kept my maiden name for practice.
Got it. Got it. Well, thank you very much for jumping on this quick. I guess it's more of an update than it is a first time interview because you've done this about a year ago. You spent some time with Howard. I think you all actually started working on the cash flow coaching process about a year and a half ago. So I know a lot of dentists are going to be wanting to get kind of a, okay, here's a year later. What's the update? So first of all, thank you for hanging out with me for a few minutes and just helping other dentists kind of get their arms around this, get their mind around this. And I think that was kind of something you alluded to when you were first talking to Howard before on your last interview is you got it, but then you didn't get it, and then you got it. So kind of give us where you're at right now, a year and a half later down the road. And I'll kind of start with a loaded question up front. What would you have done differently knowing what you know now?
Now that I know what I know, I probably would have started sooner, I suppose. I would have felt more confident jumping in if I could go back a year and a half ago and tell myself, hey, this is going to be a good choice. This will work out.
Sure.
Because there was so much confusion and so much should I, shouldn't I, this, how does this feel?
Mhm.
But I think being a new dentist who had just taken a ton of money out in student loans, I was thinking, I'll try anything other than paying every single month the same amount for what feels like forever,
Sure.
and feeling strapped to my debt, all that kind of stuff. So I think starting sooner, and walking into it a lot more confidently probably would be what I would do differently. But also kind of, I wouldn't do much differently because I'm pretty happy with where I'm at now.
Cool. Okay. So the checkup point now, a year and a half later, is you're happy where you're at. And what would you say is without going into numbers, once upon a time, you mentioned heavy student loan and other types of debt. I think early on in the first interview, you actually own your building in addition to the practice and the debt that comes with the practice. So you have a lot of I don't know, would you call them millstones? A few of them, but those are some pretty heavy things that you're carrying with you every single month. So, what feels differently now?
I think I just feel like I have options and I can kind of pick and choose as I continue to make headway in the debt paying down process. I then it then gives me more freedom to choose. But also if a vacation comes along, I don't have to feel like it's between the vacation or paying down debt because it almost feels like I'm still doing both.
Sure.
And so I feel like I can kind of pick and choose, and that's been great. And so anytime there is extra cash sitting there, Howard and I get to decide, okay, do you want to go, more on the offense, more on the defense? How do we want to play things so that
Sure.
we can feel comfortable, like we're still attacking debt, yet we're not chained to it, if that
Got
makes
it.
sense.
Okay. So, I think you made kind of an interesting reference there that as things pop up, like additional cash flow, then you get to talk with Howard again. So, this is not something where Howard kind of gives you a roadmap and then waves at you and says, it's been great knowing you, have fun. And no, this is something that's different. So, explain how your relationship continues with Howard when you decided to work with him.
What I love about Howard is that he will leave you alone to do your own thing, but when you need him, he will jump right back in with you. He's not bothering you. He's not constantly, checking in and at times where you feel like, okay, not now. But when there are times where I feel overwhelmed or I feel like I have a big concern or question, he will jump right in it with me and he will call me, drop everything he's doing, and he will answer my question. He will make sure that I understand it too, because I think it's only natural along this process to continue, like, let doubt kind of creep in and be like, is this the right thing? Is this not the right thing?
Sure.
And he will sit there and go back and forth with me until he knows that I'm right back in it, and I'm understanding the process, and I'm completely back into the attack mode of like, okay, we're doing it this way. It's
Right.
not, he constantly is is explaining, your mind is thinking and has been conditioned to think one way, and we're still working on changing it even in a year and a half later.
Sure.
So he's always willing to go back to the basics, and he's funny, and so he can joke about it too, which is nice. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, he very much kind of he'll text me, at certain times of the month just to remind me, hey, do this, put this here, and just kind of the classic things that we had discussed. But anytime something comes up, if I want to buy a new car, if we want to take a vacation, any of those things, he's willing to kind of work through the numbers and explain super well, like, hey, here's where that makes sense. Here's where that might not make a ton of sense right now.
Sure.
And he's very realistic and can help you reach your goals, and but doesn't like hold you back, or doesn't, try to
Right.
make you do things that you're not ready for or anything like that. He's super accommodating, and that's what I love about him, because I think that's kind of the person that I need, is somebody willing to hold my hand if I need it, even
Right.
a year and a half in.
Yes, for sure. And I think that's a really important point, is not anywhere in your relationship has Howard ever told you you can't do something. You can't buy the car. You can't go on the vacation. You can't do whatever. So he's basically there as that expert sounding board that you can throw these ideas at. And then he basically gives you scenario A, scenario B, maybe even a C, if there's such a thing. And then you come back, you and your husband, you all make the decision. Howard is specifically a coach. He is not someone like some people might understand the relationship like a trustee, where they make the decisions for you in a financial fiduciary capacity. He actually just gives you the mental expertise and gives you clarity of what your options are and what they mean, both from an interest rate standpoint, a timeline standpoint, how it fits into your overall plan that you started, and then you make the decision.
Yes, and there are some times where I almost wish I'm like, you just tell me what to do. And he's like, well, like this is it's up to you, because there's this many options.
Right.
And, whatever it is that you are feeling like you're wanting to do, if it's, paying more down on your house, and kind of sticking more on the personal side, or if you want to attack some things on the business side. And so he kind of is able to help me determine what the best thing is moving forward. But ultimately, it ends up being my decision. But he also then comes with new ideas, because he knows a lot of great people, in a lot of different industries that can help you with, different types of insurance for your practice, and different types of,
Sure.
like life insurance, all that kind of stuff. And he can come to you with new ideas of, okay, here's how we can play a little bit of offense, a little bit of defense, and pay down
Right.
some, and so there's a lot of really good ideas that he has.
Right.
And there have been many times where I have asked him, if you were me, what would you do?
Right.
Because even sometimes I feel like there's just so many options, which is great. But again, yeah, he definitely leaves it up to you, and lets you kind of be the one to
Trustee.
determine. He just kind of supports you along the way.
Got it. Got it. So he's always there with the level of support that you need if you need to dial it up or dial it down, and always makes you feel good at the end of it that you know exactly what you're doing. And obviously the results are showing up on the bottom line. And that's the ultimate question that I think most every dentist that's going to sit here and watch this interview is going to say, okay, Dr. Petersen, how is it working now? You've answered that. You've given us some great insights. And so I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to do it.
All right.